Hello, 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 Virgos. I am back. I'm back to do your Valentine's reading. Coming up here on Monday, or of course, whenever you find this message. If it drew you in, it's probably for you. It is sort of that way. All right, and I hope you're having a fabulous day wherever you are, whenever you find this, and that things are going well for you. Spirit, let's get some messages for Virgo's Valentine's Day. Spirit, what can we offer in terms of messages and energy for Virgo for Valentine's Day? These Valentine's readings have been a little bit, I've been getting more cards than I typically start with. I usually start with 7 to get a feel on things. Gives a really good framework. But these have been coming out with 9, and I think I even had one with 10. 1. All right, Virgos. Spirit, what can we tell Virgo regarding Valentine's Day coming up? I feel like these want to come out. Do it like this. All right, need a few more. Spirit, give us some messages if you will. Thank you, Spirit, for messages for Virgo for Valentine's Day. What does love have to offer for Virgo for Valentine's Day? It looks like too many, but let's see what we got. Wow, that is a lot. A lot of messages for you this Valentine's Day, Virgo. I'm going to keep these over here. Start with the original 7. And then we'll use these to clarify. Oh, wow. It's a good indication. What you don't see coming is the Ace of Cups. Is very much likely to be an offer of love coming in. Maybe you know what this is about already. Let's check it out. Okay. Oh, wow. That is very interesting. All right, Virgo. Our first card is the 8 of Discs. And this is the recent past. Prudence. You might see in this card we have a sort of this card reminds me, it looks like a tree trunk, and then it very much resembles a flame or fire moving up from the trunk and then into what appears to be a blooming light pattern. And there are a few people, it's hard to see in this camera, down here. That is a small crowd of people underneath the tree, or whatever you want to, however you want to describe that image. This card, I'm getting a couple mixed messages here. This is a blooming inner and outer wealth, creativity, wisdom. You may be working on the self a lot, Virgo, or maybe you've been building something. Your present is this Four of Discs, which is power. This is accumulated strength, a position that's well earned. You can kind of see the Four Discs surround looks like a man in a suit in a chair. It looks like you get the impression that he's of some status. And then there are some patterns that radiate from it outward. Almost as if there was some form of blast. So very interesting energy there. Like what you've been gathering, growing, and blooming has really got a lot of momentum behind it at this point. It's quite established and has some influence. In the future, we have the Seven of Wands here. The Valor, in this case, a little bit of effort involved here, or perhaps a leap of faith. Trying to keep this in context of love and Valentine's, because it really looks like you're building a business. But the Queen of Cups plays in. The Fool is your resistance here. So it might be a time for you to transition, because you have been doing the work and because you are well poised to transition. You kind of see the Fool here is a leveling up card that moves from one level to the next. You can kind of see on this side the Fool is, you know, young, fresh, and over here older, wiser, established. The surrounding energies are Temperance in reverse, which feels like if a move is required at this time, you want to make sure that it really is in balance. And I'm feeling, you know, you want to make sure that you don't hesitate too much here. Your greatest fear or biggest wish is for peace. So you might have come from a place where there is discord. Or it may just be that you really want to make sure you're balanced enough that this move doesn't rock the boat. This looks like a very peaceful landscape. It just speaks to the hot air balloons. It speaks to freedom, being unencumbered, bounty and wealth. There's a lot of different patches on this landscape indicating different types of maybe farming going on. And then, of course, the outcome is the upside down Queen of Cups right now. And now when I read reversals, typically it just means sort of less intense energy than it would be if the card was upright. I don't typically, depending on the reading, take it as a full reversal of that energy. It's not like opposite. The Queen of Cups is kind of a mature maternal energy. She has, she's very maternal, very nurturing. What I'm reading here is with these two cards and this, the opportunity. I'll just hold her up here too. The opportunity for, you know, an amazing outcome is heavy, but there is a risk of making your move and not being well balanced. So in case if you were you know, if you're in a relationship, it may be that you're ready to pop the question. You're thinking about a proposal. Or it may be that if you are already in a committed relationship, that you're ready to start that family, that you've really built a really solid foundation already. Now, if you're just single, Virgo, I'm also seeing a strong potential for partners in business. Like you and your partner maybe are a power couple who you know, work together, have an endeavor together. Maybe you're creative together in something, you know. This Queen makes me wonder if you're being overly analytical. Or if there might be a power dynamic. If in fact you are, you know, a couple that works and plays together, sometimes your power dynamic can get imbalanced because there's so many facets of life that you share. Some, you know, whereas some relationships, the individuals work separately and come home. The home life is the center of the relationship. The time together is well defined in its capacity. And then, you know, finding that balance between work and home is a little bit of a different challenge than when you actually work together, whether you work at home or go together to some place that you work outside the home. And, you know, so who's managing the business? Who's managing the relationship? It's, relationships do require some managing. A lot of times you have one partner who who's maybe more involved in one aspect of the relationship than the other. You might have one partner that does a lot of housework and the other partner's always, you know, the person who plans trips, or maybe only one person in the relationship is shall we say, initiating get busy time. Those are both, or all of, you know, all the facets of a relationship, and especially if you're working together, require balance. And so it's a good idea to take a close look at where your energies are regarding those things before you try to step up. Because all of what you have going is going to be moving faster. So, you know, if there's a hitch in the get along, as it were, like if you've got a maladjustment in your, you know, in your car, in your wheels, and you're only going around town at 25 miles an hour, it's going to cause a lot less of a problem than if you're whizzing down the freeway at 80. And so you want to make sure that those wheels are really well balanced before you really put your foot to the, you know, floor on that gas pedal, before you speed things up, because the wobble gets faster when you get faster, and it can throw balance. The imbalance becomes much more exaggerated than, I guess, at higher with the more of a momentum there. I'm going to pull out these other cards for our clarifiers. Wow, this is very similar to another reading I did recently. We have the Devil. We have the Seven of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the Six of Wands, Wow, Eight of Wands, Four of Swords, and the Empress. Right away, I'm seeing with this Empress talking about the potential for you to turn this Queen upright. I know for you it's opposite, but the Devil speaks to what might be causing the imbalances. The Devil is talking about vices, temptations, worldly things. It might be about overindulgence in some aspect. Maybe one partner overspends, the other partner's not really excited about that. The Seven of Swords speaks to imaginary hindrances. It speaks to overthinking something. Again, this could, I very much believe this is regarding the dynamic that's causing potential imbalances that need to be addressed. So if somebody is overspending now, so the budget may be mostly in check, but there are some minor issues that at where you're at, that fool, aren't causing that much trouble. But if you take it up a notch and you don't stabilize that budget and you don't get in there and make some very firm communications with one another about exactly how that's going to work, it could get very out of hand. For example, if one partner has a gambling problem, a drug problem, or just a shopping habit, and the money starts to flow, that gets pretty intense pretty quickly. So that you want to be very careful with that. With the Knight of Cups, though, now in this deck, the Knight is the king. And here you have your power couple dynamic. And I'm also seeing that the king energy is quite stable and nurturing. Is kind of like the Emperor of the Minor Arcana, I always think. He's also quite romantic, and he really does love the Queen. They're an excellent kind of power couple, doting on each other, and that's wonderful. You want to make sure, though, that you should be able to communicate about this between you. Whatever the issue is, there's a little bit of something going on here. But again, we have the Six of Wands, victory, which really does indicate that the whole picture is really poised to be everything that you want it to be. Done right with upright action, the picture is headed in the right direction. And the time is now. Take the opportunity. Sort of the door is open, and you want to, this is a very fast moving card, the Eight of Wands. And this card too, I always do think it indicates a really connected pair. You might be, telepathically connected, empathically connected. Might kind of finish each other's sentences. You might kind of, be each other's muse. And truce. So, because this relationship is really so strong, whatever the little bumps are, you should be able to, communicate openly, to find your resolution, to come to a meeting of the minds. But don't wait. Sit down and do it. And then here it is, the Empress. Because it really is, it's all there for you. Like Adele, we could have had it all. That's what this is. You get to have it all. Like, all. Let's, I'm going to pull a couple more cards from my Labyrinth deck. This is a fun deck. I love it. All right, Spirit. Can you elaborate? This happened in my last reading. 9 of Cups. I feel this is like where you are. You're almost at the top. The 9 with the 10 being the full achievement of your dream and realization. It's like you've done so much of the work and you've come so far. Okay, see if we have any more messages for Virgo Spirit for Valentine's Day. Okay, we have a couple. Awesome. Page of Pentacles. Seven of Wands again. This is, no, I'm sorry, this is the 8 of Wands again, which we have down here. Then we have the Sun and the upside down 9 of Wands. Excuse me. This is your Page of Pentacles. So I see this very much speaking to the message or information coming in that is going to let you know that your opportunity, not so many cards, your opportunity to level up has arrived. And the 8 of Wands is telling you, don't wait. Act on it when it gets in. You've almost reached your destination already. And again, this is that total picture with the Sun. It's everything. That's the everything. It's everything. So the potential is there. This upside down 9 of Wands is saying, don't let any imaginary hindrances or fear of what your partner might have to say, because you have so much strength as a couple. That it's one of your powers, one of your superpowers, is that connection. So there needn't be any imaginary fears, you know. And make sure that you keep it balanced. I can't find Temperance anymore. But yeah, Virgo. Whatever this is for you, congratulations, I think is in order here. Be it your creative endeavor, possible marriage, possible starting a family, everything is lined up for you. It's like you're kind of walking a tightrope, but you have that momentum, like riding a bike. That's a better one. You could be wobbly, but you're not. You're very well balanced, and you just want to make sure that you don't have anything trapped in your spokes before you speed up, you know, before you put a little motor on that bike and go much faster. Because that will create drag and it might throw you off course. That's what I have for you today, Virgo. I hope you liked this reading. I hope you found it useful. And if you found it resonated with you, please consider hitting that subscribe and the like button to help my channel grow. I really enjoy doing these, and I will be back again soon with more for you. Again, have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are, and bye-bye.